Everything.
All of this is great.
Hey everyone.
Where's the live? Hi,
Hello.
everybody.
Let me go put the link in general chat before I forget.
Hello,
everyone.
We're doing great, guys.
We're doing great. Hey, almost all 6 of us were here for once. Steph's in a hailstorm and has no power, so she said she will join when she can.
I know, it's a bummer.
I just picked up a puppy.
How dare.
Oh.
How dare that weather.
Yeah.
The audacity of it.
Yeah. As long as it's not during, when they go live for the first time, it's fine, right? Oh, let me turn on the comments.
Hi,
friends. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? I was in the middle of trying to open up my YouTube and I got distracted by the agenda. It's fine. Everything's great, guys.
Everything's wonderful.
How's everybody's week? How's everybody's week? Doing good?
Yeah. Everybody on this. It's Memorial Day weekend, apparently.
It is?
Apparently.
Wait, what?
The only reason I know is we hired a neurotypical and I told her that we needed her to block off all the federal holidays on our calendar and boom, Monday was blocked off. I was like, look at that, it's a holiday.
We moved the book club meeting to next week because some people were like, oh, it's a holiday weekend. And we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, for some of us, every day is the same.
For some of us, every day is the same.
Some of us were deep in blog land all day and we didn't have any concept of time.
For me, yeah.
As I was telling the admins just before we turned this on, I was like, was it exactly 11 minutes and roughly 20 seconds prior to 7 when I looked at the clock and went, oh shit, I should probably get dressed and do my makeup or something sort of presentable.
I mean, yes, it was just a scant 20 minutes ago that we decided what we were talking about today. So,
yeah,
just a scant.
A cool 20 minutes ago.
Honestly, that's sometimes earlier than usual.
Yeah, and literally, I finished typing the notes for it at 7:59.
Look at Katie's face, pretending that doesn't drive her absolutely batshit crazy.
She's gotten real good at pretending.
Have I?
She masks. That's super.
She doesn't pretend. I'm telling you, I can tell from her eyes, and her face.
Listen, her voice masks very well. Her facial subtitles continue to tell us how.
It's that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we
that
have
face that's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with. I don't know what I'm gonna do with any.
No, earlier, Katie, though, in one of the chats we were in, it was funny because Quince was like, I don't know what I'm do myself. We were talking about the blog, and she said, I think I'm gonna take a short break, and I said, you better run that by Katie. And she goes, she's not the boss. Totally.
It was during Hobie's live today. It was during Hobie's live today. Afterwards, because I was talking about the blog and I was like, we're almost done. And I was like, I'm going to take a break, but we're going to start over. Christina's like, wait, a break? You better run that by Katie. And I was like, she doesn't run everything. If I want to take a fucking break, I'll take a fucking break.
But then I could tell she backed off a little, like, she does run some.
I don't have to tell her.
Maybe most of it.
I don't think she runs a lot.
Send her an email that she won't read.
That's right. Susie says Katie could send a strongly worded memo about it. Yes, she could. She definitely could. I won't read it.
All the memos. In fact,
no. I can tell you, Quince won't read it, and if she does, she will, in all the saltiness, grammar fix that shit. She will edit the fuck out of that memo, and she will send it back and be like, fix your errors, and we will talk.
Yep. No. Look at Colleen in the chat. Colleen in the chat spilling the tea.
In real life, my best friend's name is Colleen, so I got you.
No,
that's hilarious.
Listen, I'm recounting what I said pretty much word for word.
It's fine.
She's the boss of everything. She's just the boss of some things.
That's right.
She's just mostly the boss of me.
Any power she has, we have given her. So we don't. It's not.
It's like, you have it. You have it all.
No, but they are absolutely right. I cannot control my facial subtitles. It's a real problem.
We're not very good at it here at AP529. Our facial subtitles do speak for us in many
the number of messages I've gotten from people who know me being like, fix your face.
Fix your face. Yeah.
It's usually me.
Fix your face.
Valid.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it
like
happens
Katie.
sometimes.
I
Sometimes
like it.
we just need to. It's
fine.
The truth of the matter is that the rest of us are just not as good at the type of things that Katie is good at, and that needs to happen to make things happen.
It's so funny. I was talking to Steph yesterday about something unrelated, and I was like, and look, I got to make a spreadsheet and a checklist, and it makes me so happy. She's like, as long as it makes one of us happy. We only need one of us to make it.
Just one of us.
Listen, you're better at bossing people, but you're not the only spreadsheet whore amongst
No. It's the checklist. It's the checklist aspect.
the checklist.
Yesterday she was like, can I she's the baby was waking up. Can I hold the baby and type in the spreadsheet at the same time? And I was like, listen, I'd offer to type in the spreadsheet for you, but we both know that would bring me no joy. I'd fuck it up, and you would be sad that you weren't the one typing.
I know. So she saw me. I put the baby in, I strapped the baby to my chest in a carrier and was like, now we can get back to work.
Now we do it. Speaking of checklists, it's 11 minutes in.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So,
it is.
Welcome. Official welcome. We are Army Project 529. We are a fan-based initiative focused on content and community. For those of you who are new to us,
true story.
There are actually 6 of us, but our fearless leader Stephanie is not here tonight. And
might be later, hopefully.
She might join us a little bit later. She's in the middle of the Midwesting, which was me earlier in the week. The storm that kept me at work earlier this week is now hitting her. So it's super fun. We love that for us here in the Midwest. His thunderstorm season here. So the tornadoes are in
I
and
just
out,
realized why her basketball team is called the Thunder.
Oh.
All right, keep going.
It's super fun.
There it is.
I think they called it a super tornado because there were tornadoes overlapped on each other for a while there.
Nope.
Super. We were really excited about that one. That's what kept me at work, and then it dissipated. Thank all the things it dissipated, and so it was touch and go there for a little bit with those super tornadoes coming at us. But now it's over at her. Thankfully, the tornadoes have dissipated, so hopefully it's just the thunderstorm that was ridiculous on her. Anyways, back to us here at AP529. You shouldn't have let me introduce everybody. Okay, so I'm Doc. If you can't tell, I'm extremely neurospicy. And I squirrel very easily. I am in charge of the research portion of the content side of content and community. And so we decided that back in January of 2024 that we were going to spend 529 days until BonCon returned going over all of their old content in chronological order because we were going to be bored and they weren't going to give us anything and we'd have nothing to do for 529 days. And then 64 some odd music videos and a ton of releases later, here we are. It's fine. Everything's great. We're still hanging on to the original plan. So like I said, I'm in charge of research, so I create the links for the content, and then Quince, who is next to me here on YouTube, she writes the blog. So the blog goes up every week for the last 71 almost 72 weeks of content for this project. And she writes every last word of that thing. And then we have, let's just keep going in a circle. We have Patricia. She is in charge of analytics and she does a lot of our spreadsheets and a lot of our nerdy things. She also created the map, our Army Project 529 map, which has over 5,000 people on it, where you can find a friend near you. And she'll talk more about that later here in a little bit. Below her is Christina. She is one of our designers. She helps on the website. She designs a lot of our merch and does a whole lot of other stuff behind the scenes. And then next to her is Katie, our golden maknae, who is also in charge of corralling the 5 of us. She is our spreadsheet extraordinaire. She also does content like design of merch and things like that. She controls our website and our store, and she corrals the rest of us. So that's us in a nutshell. And we're here, and we come live every Sunday and Wednesday, which we'll talk about here after some introductions.
Cool.
And Stephanie, our founder, as we mentioned, is running from hail and has no power. It's not that dire. But that's why she's not here. But she's the one who had the idea in the first place. And her idea was like, yeah, we're going to be bored while they're in the military. That was a dumb idea, as we've discovered. Not the idea, but the reason for the idea. And so here we are, inundated. But it was her idea. And she said, why don't we have like a book club or something? And it became a lot more than that. And so... as Doc said, content and community. The content is the blog. It's mainly the blog. And I write the weekly blog, which we are swiftly bringing to a close. But we are in week. I know. I'm having a lot of existential crisis about it. Yeah. Like literally, like every 15 minutes, I'm having a different crisis about it. Okay. You guys you're gonna find me. I mean, if you could find me in a corner of Discord with my, like, just picture me in a corner of Discord with my face up against a wall, just standing there like, I don't know. That's metaphorically me right now, just up against the wall, like, I just don't know. But we're in week 71. Currently. It is week 3 of JK. We are wrapping that up. It's called And You Give Me Life. This week, we explored the first half of his solo album, Golden. The watch party was something else the other night. It was something else. We had a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
I was like, I hope everyone's prepared because we're going to watch every single bit of content about standing next to you that exists because I said we are. And I wasn't kidding.
I was searching. I didn't want to miss a single video for that portion of the blog.
I wasn't kidding. I was like, we're gonna watch all of the performance. Did you think I was not serious? We're watching them.
No, it was and every last inch of standing next to you content that exists.
Yeah,
was in the blog.
So we had a good time. And I will talk more about next week later in the live. But we have, don't worry, even though the blog is coming, the first part of the blog is coming to an end. The blog itself is not coming to an end. It's just going to evolve as the project is evolving as well. So we do have lots of future blog ideas. Like, things have happened that we haven't been able to blog about because they haven't fit in with our timeline that we will be talking about. We've got a whole fucking Hobie tour that we're going to have to talk about. Jin has released another album. He's going to have a tour. So we will continue to be blogging about BTS, and we're going to go back and we're going to deep dive more into topics that we just kind of like touched on before. So we have lots of plans. So don't you worry. And there's lots of other stuff on our website as well. We have other blogs, we have guides, we have our Ask AP529 series. So we've got a ton of stuff up there. Our streaming charting voting page is up there. It's a lovely, helpful guide if you want to get into the world of streaming and voting and all that. So we have tons of stuff. Go and check out ap529.com. And now I'll turn it over to Patricia.
Yeah, and in that website, we also have a map. That Doc mentioned before, there's almost 6,000 people. We're very, very close to 6,000 people in that map. And we made the map because we're about finding ARMY community, and that's a way that you can find friends near you. By checking out the map, there's like, you can put your social medias in it and just like connect with people through the map. We actually found out that during the concerts for Hobie that some people have met through the map. They actually did. So check it in ap529.com/links. And about community, we're also about meeting up in person at least this year we're doing it, and the meetup is happening in 2 months. So in July 25th, Kansas City, here we come. AP529 is going to invade a hotel, and we're going to just take it over and be like in a dorm that it's all BTS themed. So how about
they don't have anybody this fun roll through town except when we roll through town.
Look at I'm wearing my army meeting shirt.
Yes.
I almost put that shirt on.
Otherwise, it's like accounting people conferences, which that's not to say that those people can't party. You know, no offense to that. But when we show up, it is all party. It is all for fun. It's all for shenanigans.
I bet they crunch numbers and beer cans.
Yeah, I bet they do. They have a grand time.
Yeah, they do.
This is so fun that people walking by lean in and ask, "What are you all doing? Who are you all? And what are you all doing?" And so,
and can I join you?
Yes.
I mean, I got one horrified look last year when I was singing Otsukare in the middle of the lobby, but
well, you know, we're not in an idol group for a reason.
All of my current shenanigan plans involve lip syncing to actual audios and not 529ers singing, because some of us don't do that for a living.
Oh goodness.
We're currently, so as Doc is saying, we're currently working on the schedule and all the details and all the shenanigans and all the things that we're going to be doing there. It's going to be so much fun, and we still have some space. So if you want to join us in Kansas City, July 25th, all the information, the registration details are on our website. Like I said, ap529.com/links. Come join us. Let's have some fun. Yeah. Let's do some BTS themed shenanigans.
And as a professional introvert, I can say, who was nervous before the Kansas City meetup last year, it is 100% introvert friendly.
It is.
It's very, very nice. You don't have to talk about yourself at all if that's not your bag. You can literally just talk about BTS for 48 hours, 72 hours straight.
And if you want to stand in a corner with your face against the wall and have an existential crisis, we support.
Nobody will bother you.
Nobody will bother you. So trust me.
We will literally look over there and we will be like, yep, I get it. I totally understand. I get it.
And Patricia kind of hinted, but this is probably the last time for a while that we're going to be doing a meetup like this, because we know that BTS is going to be back, and these concert things keep happening, but we know that there's going to be an OT7. There's going to be a tour at some point, and we're thinking next year likely, and so. Rather than try to worry ourselves about planning around something when we don't know when it's going to be, we figured it would probably be better to just plan ourselves around them and try to do something a little different based on whatever the tour schedule happens to be. But it's not going to be where this is probably the last time for a while we're going to do this kind of thing where we meet up for like a whole weekend at a hotel and we're all in one place.
Right.
Doesn't mean you'll never see us in person again. It's just going to probably look real different, and we're not sure what it's going to be. But so this is pretty special if you want to get in on this.
It's also pretty special because last year they weren't all out of the military, and this year they will be. So at any point, if they go live, we turn on the TVs and you're in a room with 100 and however many army watching a live all together, which is pretty cool. So
I just can't wait to hear all the notifications going off on the phones at the same time.
That's going to be epic.
It'll be really fun. Everyone going, shut up.
Who is it?
We're live. Everybody shut up.
I mean, I must add that it was quite special when we were in Chicago and Hobie went live. So I can only imagine how crazy it's gonna be.
That was so fun.
Oh that was the only, you know what? It was great too because the hotel really wanted us to be quiet.
And we were.
Because we were loud. And as soon as Hobie went live though, we were quiet. We were good.
You could hear a fucking pin drop in that room once Hobie went live. We were like, Hobie's live.
But it'll be great in Kansas City because we'll be able to put it up on the projector and we'll all be able to watch it together as opposed to everybody buried in their phones.
because that hotel, rudely enough, would not let us randomly attach a random device to their big screen TV and play a random video of a Korean talking.
The nerve.
I don't
They were suspicious of us. I don't know why.
The nerve.
But the audacity of it all.
I don't know why.
But in Kansas City, we have AV systems, so we will be watching the Weverse, and we will project that shit if it happens when it happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Totalist.
Katie.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're next.
Oh, sorry. That got changed to me. I did not know that. Yes. Hey, I announced my change.
I didn't add you though. I didn't do that.
I did it because Doc just had to do that whole intro, and I was like, you know what? Let me spare her.
It's fine.
I was fully ready to do it because I was like, nobody added somebody else's name there.
It's fine. Also, yes, I was also a Bean nickname when I was a kid. Anyway, sorry, I'm looking at the chat comments. I promise that was relevant. So tonight is our Sunday deep dive. So we do 2 lives a week, as we talked about, Sunday and Wednesday. Sunday night, we tend to do a deep dive topic related to something that's happening in the fandoms or the blog that week, something like that. And then Wednesday tends to be more of just rapid fire news. And then some tea, some weak tea usually. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about Jungkook because this month is JK. So we're going to talk about Jungkook and ARMY and the relationship between the artist and the fandom, and we're going to discuss privacy and fandom etiquette because this is actually something we've been asked to talk about before. So that's what we're going to talk about after we get through a handful of reminders.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Great.
Fantastic.
Right. For those of you who don't know, there's a tour. Hashtag Run Seokjin _ep.tour.
Easiest name to remember.
Kim Seokjin is going on tour. And tickets are still available in some cities, not all. Most cities are sold out. There are a few. But we all know Ticketmaster likes to play some fucking games. So if you're wanting to go to one of the U.S. cities and it is sold out, just keep an eye on Ticketmaster because randomly, a week before, 48 hours before, there'll be like 100 extra seats that magically appear out of fucking nowhere. So, it's not too late. So keep an eye out there. If you do want an ARMY bomb, they are currently sold out in Weverse, but they did restock them for a short while, and the shipping time was long enough it wasn't going to make it to the U.S. in time for his tour anyways. So have no fear. If you don't have an ARMY bomb, they will be selling those at the venues for the concerts. So you want to hit the merch trailer at the concert itself, and you should be able to pick up an ARMY bomb there. And it will be an official one and not one that may or may not work if you get it off of a third-party website. So just a warning, don't do it. Wait until, be patient. Don't, my daughters, buy your ARMY bomb at the venue. Don't go buying it off of these third-party sites that may or may not be giving you a real one.
Yep. And will Christina have an ARMY bomb for this concert? This will be my 6th BTS concert and still do not have a BTS bomb. So
I don't either. I don't either.
We shall
Speaking
see.
of some things Christina's good at, you should take the next part of these reminders.
I just share Patricia's.
I know, that was so cool.
You can have mine. You can have mine. I'll
Patricia
share it.
let me. I got to hold Patricia's for a couple moments for Hobie's.
We get to share Patricia's.
Yes. All right. So for the concerts, we love this. Start thinking about your signs for ARMY time. Because listen, dreams do come true. Because did I think that these two that were sitting next to me were going to get the ARMY Project 529 banner on the ARMY time camera? Nope. I did not. It was a shock, which is why I was still sitting on my ass next to them going, wait, what happened? When everybody started cheering. So I'm not going to make that mistake again, but start thinking about your signs for ARMY time. We are definitely making some concert gear. Stay tuned. I'm wearing the J-Hope concert one that we had for Hobie's tour.
And I mentioned something about merch, about our merch. So this week when Jin was in New York, we delivered one of our merch T-shirts to Mr. Jin.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, we did.
Who knows? Who knows what will happen?
I
Who
mean,
knows?
if it appears in a Bangtan bomb, we're gonna lose our collective
Shirt and a lovely note.
shirt. Our
It was
collective
also nothing.
we're
No.
gonna lose.
The note, yeah, the note was really nice. The note was basically just thanking him
Yeah.
for being such an inspiration for us, because obviously we didn't come up with, this whole thing without them. We wouldn't have gotten all together and formed this community. So really, their kindness and who they are as human beings really was the genesis of all of it. So just a little note to give back.
Yeah.
It's just
So it was at the High Touch event. Thank you very much, Debbie, for delivering it. I don't know if you guys talked about this on Wednesday already, because I wasn't there.
I think we mentioned it.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned it.
I don't know if we mentioned the gift.
No, because we mentioned we were going to try to deliver a shirt.
That hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Okay. So yeah,
So
Debbie
it didn't get delivered until Thursday.
Debbie kindly brought it. It was the Team Kim Seokjin t-shirt. We made him a special one with the logo on the sleeve. And we did a note, just a nice thank you note, and talking about the project, mentioning you guys. We included a couple pictures from the meetups we've done. So yeah, we don't know if he actually got it, but we know that as a group, they have been seen wearing gifts that ARMY has given them before. So there's a chance.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Even if he just wears it as a sleep shirt at home, that'll be very
Even if he just saw it, I'd be thrilled.
I just, the thing that will make me happy is that it made him smile, because come on, it's a Team Seokjin t-shirt.
I hope it made him smile. I hope he got to see the letter, and he got to see something cool that we did.
It's funny. Susie says, glad you didn't make it weird in the note. Listen, when we are about to put something out that has to do something with BTS, we edit and review the shit out of it. When we're about to put something out to an actual member of BTS, yes, this got edited and rewritten.
I think this went through
under review.
Through all 6 eyes like 7 times before it went.
And Christina still wanted to throw herself off a building. She hated every second of it.
She was like, "Oh, we're telling you about the project.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Potentially
like,
be perceived.
But what if we're perceived?
What can we do?
I went through the same thing. I used to be like, months and months ago, I used to be like, no, absolutely not. Don't tell them about the project. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, listen, if they don't find out from us, they're going to find out from somebody. We're at that point now.
Yeah.
The degrees of separation are getting smaller. And I'm not, that doesn't mean I'm saying that we're like meeting BTS or that we know BTS or that we're in any way affiliated with them. We're not.
We're not.
Do you know?
I'm just saying, the more we do this, the more we end up in corners with people who shimmy around.
There is some weird kismet shit that goes down.
Yeah,
there really is. Like the Kevin Bacon game, right?
Yes,
it's like 6 degrees of separation.
Yes,
the longer we go on with this project, the fewer that number gets.
Yes,
out of strange corners that you would not expect, and some stuff that we can't even talk about.
Random coincidences,
but other stuff we can't talk about. It's like, wow, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. Like, and we don't know sometimes if it just comes from the fact of just blind luck, or it's because after a while you get the community. We have thousands of people in our community. So
enough people,
right,
and enough people know about us.
I was gonna say, she said forward thinking. Angela, I'm gonna tell you the story of, in our admin meeting, we looked at the timeline and we were like, there's a High Touch event. And Patricia was entering, and we were like, we would have to buy the shirt before we know if she wins in order for it to be here in time.
So
we were
did.
Like, forget it. Buy the shirt and make it happen. So Patricia didn't end up winning. And if you saw us in the server, like desperately asking, like, did anyone win? Would someone be willing to bring something for us? So that was our forward thinking. That was our we're just going to take a chance.
And then that t-shirt traveled all around the United States because it came to New York, it went to Delaware, and then came back to New York for the event. So
we tend to do that. We tend to go, we tend to get an idea, like, and just, what would it take to make it happen? And then the tumblers click into place and we just go.
Yeah.
Like if you saw us in the beginning of this project, That's really what we did. We opened the gate and all of us like came tumbling forward and fell in a puppy pile. And we were just like, all right, we got to get up and go. That's what happened. That was
how figure it out. We'll figure it out.
When the starting gun
elbowing
fired,
each other,
that's
like,
what happened.
Get the fuck out of my way.
Katie dragging me, you have to write the things down that you do, and me like going, no, it's not my creative process. And Katie going, I don't care.
I need a spreadsheet. But no, you're stifling my art. Spreadsheet, ma'am. Give me the hex codes.
And Stephanie going, all right, when I give an idea, everybody has to shut up for at least 5 minutes. Let me be excited about my idea for 5 minutes.
Manage silence.
Yes. Because all of us detailed people are going, wait. Say it again. And she's like, no, not the point. Yeah. The point is to get excited. Anyway.
Oh, Maria, thank you for that. And I need to add it to the website. But yeah, we do have, if you're bringing freebies to the Jin tour, we do have a printable. It's like a regular size sheet of paper, but it's got 4 on it, so you can print it out and cut it into 4 and stick it if you have like a little baggie of freebies that you're doing. Yes. And we will have a printable version of the vinyl banner as well. So yes, please do spread the word. We will try to make it as easy as possible.
Yes. I actually received some freebies that had Army Project 529 info in them.
I know, it made me so
cool.
happy. It made me so happy.
That's
Everyone
so
I opened,
cool.
like, there's an AP529 card in here.
Listen, getting recognized walking from the hotel to get in line to enter the arena for Hobie's concert was seriously such a highlight. That was so much fun. That people would recognize us, and that was so cool.
What was also fun was meeting people that didn't know us, that suddenly were walking with us to the concert, and they were like, who are you? Why is everybody saying hello to you?
Why? I know. Why are people? Yeah, that was great. That was great.
People stopping you for pictures?
But
we don't even know.
Even better though is when you guys meet each other and you get to find a buddy to go to the concert with, or several people to go to the concert with, and you let us know and you send pictures. Like, that's the best thing.
Which is a great segue.
Yeah.
A great segue because Jin's tour, and this is kind of the impetus for our decision to like change our meetup strategy from here on out. Jin's tour landed smack dab in the midst of our Kansas City meetup.
It's fine.
And so it's fine.
Fine.
It's fine. It's not what we were afraid of the whole time at all. Fine. So
who, me worry?
So in the spirit of nobody bangtaning alone and giving people the opportunity to both see Jin and also come to our Kansas City meetup and feel good about it and feel secure about it. A fever dream was born of doing a caravan, which has since been named the Carajin, because he's going to be in Dallas just a few days before the meetup in Kansas City. So a lot of our project members are attending the concert in Dallas and then Carajining up to Kansas City together. Mm-hmm. So it's a whole thing. It's official. It's being arranged by us. And you can, if you are interested in joining in on that or finding out more info, you can find that in our Discord server. We have a whole channel for it. We have threads for Jin's entire tour. So you can come in, you can find whatever stop you're going to, you can find other people who are going to that stop, you can make travel plans, meetup plans, and then you can, if you're planning on attending Dallas, you can get in on the Carajin thread and find out more info about that. We have people who are scheduled to drive. We have people who are looking for passengers. It's all being very neatly arranged. There's going to be fun and shenanigans happening. Doc is going to be going to Dallas. Christina's going to Dallas. Stephanie's going to Dallas. And a lot of our project members, some of our mods, Riven is going. We've got lots of other people going to Dallas. So if you want to get in on that, I mean, it's just some of the great things that we're doing. And then the week after, Patricia and I will be in Newark for Jin. So it's like bookends, you understand. So if you're going to Newark, you know, and you were like, hey, I missed out on the Carajin, you can still come and you know, find me and Patricia and hang out in Newark. Yeah. So
we're gonna have a full week of Bangtanning nonstop.
There's gonna be a lot.
I am going to slap my hands on those things in the line store so hard.
Oh yeah, you're gonna finally get that's
cool.
Yes,
you get to go to a line store. Does Dallas have a line store?
They have a line store in Times Square, and there's a back room where you can find things for like $3. So you should totally.
I'm already there mentally.
You better take an empty suitcase.
I am an empty suitcase. Mentally, I already.
I was gonna say, Patricia stands in the back and just yells $3 chain over and over.
$3 chain.
So basically, for a week, we are going to know what it's like to have a schedule like Kim Seokjin. It's just going to be nonstop.
Yeah. Down to Dallas, see the shows, up to Kansas City, shenanigans for a week. And then some of them running up to Newark. It's going to be crazy.
Yep.
Fun times.
Yeah. We have project members going to pretty much every stop.
Yeah. A good place to know is if you're in the Discord, you can look at all the threads for each one of the stops and you can meet people through that. So that's a good place to find other people to hang out with. And it's a good idea if you can to, you know, if you're comfortable, share hotels, share expenses, even share Uber rides, you know, whatever you want to go to Korean barbecue with somebody else and not just yourself. You know, you can totally find people willing to do all of that stuff in the Discord.
Yeah.
So
speaking of helping.
Yep. Speaking of helping,
I was going to while you're talking, I was going to show off my screen with some of the merch.
Help us build the commune so we don't have to do meetups.
Yes. Help us make the dream happen. I was busy today, by the way, Christina. I did not tell you about all this, but
Gotcha.
You know. Anyway, help us build the dream. Help us build the dream commune so that we don't have to fly all over the country.
Some new things.
Yep. I was busy.
Merch. Hey, is this like our first kind of sort of concert merch? Kind of. This was yes.
Oh wait, did I upload the wrong one? It's the wrong one. Oh no.
No, don't go to that. Go to the t-shirt.
Which t-shirt?
Or the shirt
you want? The one that we get with it, we hope that Jin hopefully will see.
The new design.
Ruben, don't panic. One of those has the wrong picture on it, but I'll fix it.
So this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Katie doesn't want to show it off.
No, it's
no.
fine.
You should show that one off.
I changed the words at the last minute, and somehow I have the wrong one on. Oops. It's fine.
It's cool. In pink. I love it. I love that we put everything in pink.
Wait, is there a way to get a close-up of the design?
If you scroll down, there you go.
Sure.
Yeah. This was born of a random
idea. Yeah.
This is a fever dream. Anyway, so ways you can support. Because this takes a lot of time, as you can see, we spend a lot of time doing this. You can support us financially and for free. So we're going to go over both ways you can do that. Financially, if you are able to do so and interested in doing so, you can subscribe to our Patreon. It's a monthly subscription service. You can set it up to auto draft from whatever card you want, $3, $5, or $10 a month. And there's some benefits that come with that. One of the top level comes with like a private Discord channel, a merch discount. Like there's some stuff that goes with it. So, and cool colors in Discord. Your name is a cool color now as of last week. You know, big dreams, big cars, big rings, big streams.
Yep.
So yeah,
slightly iridescent font.
Yep. So yeah, more information about that is at the link pinned in the chat, ap529.com/links. And then what Christina has been showing off here is merch. We make our own designs. We work really hard on them. We're really proud of them. So yeah, if you enjoy them and you would like to wear them or have them in your house or your car or whatever, you can also find that at ap529.com/links. And yes, hold on, I'm trying to read the chat at the same time and I can't read and talk at the same time. Tumblr, project merch. Yes. So tumbler, do you mean like a cold drink tumbler, like with a straw, or do you mean like a coffee travel mug? Yes, we can do any design on that style tumbler.
That we have the other kind too.
I don't think I have them out yet right now.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I thought I saw one.
It's like one of the bakery designs. OG was on a hot tumbler, and it's
we literally never sold one.
I see. I love the mugs.
I love all those mugs. I do need to finish collecting my retro mugs.
Look at all of them.
Clear sticker. The clear stickers are challenging, but yes. Let me try to write it down. I'll find it later. I'll see if I can do a clear sticker. It's weird because it tries to cut out around it weird. Christina might know better how to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, that's how you can support us with money. And now, Quince.
So if you love us, honestly, why would you not? If you love us and you want to support us, but you can't do so monetarily, we completely understand. It's tough out there in these streets. So these are a few of the ways that you can support us for free. You can like this live. If you're on your phone, I mean, I know you might be hearting the chat, but if you're if you want to actually do the thumbs up, click the thumbs up. You just have to click out of the chat and hit the little thumbs up, and then you can go back into the chat if you're on your phone. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, our YouTube channel here. Share this live with your peeps. And then also find us on other social media. We are Army Project 529 on pretty much any social media platform. We're most active on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, X-ish. But I would say TikTok and Instagram is where we're the most active. But you can find us everywhere at Army Project 529. You can also find us individually on those platforms as well. So please follow us and comment, like our posts, share them, and that's the best way to get us out there and support us. And honestly, the absolute best thing that you can do is if you love us, you take part in the project, and you really enjoy your time that you spend with us, talk about us on your social media. Just let everybody know how much you enjoy the project, tag us, and then we can come and boost the post and share it and comment, and we can do it's a circle of love, you guys. Let's just make an endless circle of love. Those are the ways that you can support us for the very low price of free $99. Thank you. We appreciate all of you, no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what.
Yes. No matter what. I have to show this off though really quick on the website, because I don't know if everybody knew that this was on here, but we have a countdown clock. Look where we're at.
I know, it's almost done.
Look where we're at, everybody.
I just
take a moment.
Freaked out. I was like, oh my God. I remember when it was like 183.
I know. Sonia said, so is the Run Seokjin t-shirt showed what all of us. It is like we plan to do several. There's going to be like a main one that is going to be released as well, that will be kind of sort of similar to what we did for Hobies, I believe.
Yes.
Someone's being secretive about it.
That's me.
But, yeah. Someone's being real secretive about it. But that Jin design is also part of the series. We're working on Jin designs and releasing them as part of a celebration of his tour. So it is a shirt that you can purchase and wear for his tour. And some of us. So yeah.
Yeah. Once I get this concert design nailed down, though, you'll hear lots of yelling about concert Jin shirt available. And we just wanted to give more options this time, because when concerts are coming up, obviously people are looking for different options of what to wear, and so it makes the most sense to have more designs available for y'all. Because
so this is one you can wear.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, and things we determined, things because we learn as we go. We do a lot of shit on the fly, and then we're like adjust and redirect.
Right.
We learned with J-Hope's concert that a lot of y'all go to both days.
Yeah, and then you need to have more
shirt
than one
gets
shirt
super
to wear.
fucking sweaty.
Yeah.
And gross the first day.
That is a true
and
story.
Nobody wants to wear the same shirt 2 concert days in a row.
It's a true story.
Where we were like,
yeah,
we need at least 2 designs for day 1 and day 2 of a concert, because at least between cities, y'all got time to wash them. But not at
you randomly decide to attend both concerts and you're like, oh shit.
That happened. There was this sudden urge of those admins who went to day 1 to go to day 2, and then they were all like, the fuck am I supposed to wear? And I was like, oh shit, never thought about that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I actually picked up my Hobie shirt and I was like, maybe I could just wear it again, and I sniffed it and I went,
no. What we're not gonna do is show up to Hobie's concert.
Nope, we are not going to make Hobie do what some other people have had to do and call their fans out from stage for not having proper hygiene. Listen, we do not ever want Bangtan to look like, hey, ARMY, deodorant's a thing. Showers would be nice. That's what we're never going to do.
Yeah.
What we're gonna make Bangtan never do.
You had Jin and you had Jin in every single J-Hope live asking him if he washed his hair. So
I know. So he will absolutely ask ARMY if ARMY starts smelling. So wear a clean shirt, my friends. That's all we got to say.
But for that design, I'm on the clock, and I need to just land the plane, because I am a terrible perfectionist, and I generally go through the process of first of all hating everything that I do right off the bat. And so so that's a terrible habit. But so I'm hoping to have something this week for sure. So because we got to give you time to purchase and get excited and all that good stuff. So
okay guys, it's time for our deep dive.
Deep dive.
So this week in the blog, we started exploring Jungkook's first solo album, Golden. We went through the first half of the album and we were talking about Jungkook just a little bit in 2023 and what he was doing and all of that. And as I would say, probably all, if not all, most of you know, when 2023 started, it was obviously right after Jin had entered the military, and they had kind of really officially begun their break from group activities. Some of them had already released solo material, and some of them had been doing some solo things, but they had also been recording group content. We didn't know this at the time, but they had been recording group content to release while they were gone during that time as well. So they weren't really on a break yet, but once Jin was enlisted, they were on their break. And so as 2023 began, some of them were already working on projects and some of them weren't. And Jungkook is one of the ones who wasn't working on a project at the time. So he was just like, I'm gonna be homebody. And he took a break, which much deserved, much needed, much deserved break. And he spent a lot of time at home. But we know that Jungkook is not really, he doesn't do well when he's on his own for too long. And so he got lonely, and just one day, I guess, he got it in his head, why do I have to be at the company to go live on Weverse? I could do it from my phone if I want, or from my house. And so he did. He did not ask permission. He did not tell anybody. He just went live. And that began a series that became a thing. I think the company at first was like, what are you doing? And, because he said, he was like, I didn't tell anybody that I was doing this. And then he was like, but what are they going to do? Fire me?
Fire me?
Exactly.
What they're never going to do.
He's like, I've been listening to Jin Hyung, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do whatever the hell I want.
I think I'm going to do what I want. And he's like, what are they going to do? Fire me?
What are they going to do?
I don't think so.
I love that for him.
And the company was like, no, he's right. He's right.
He's right. We're not going to do fuck all. We're not going to do fuck all.
We're going to do fuck all. So he started going live when he wanted to. And so we got a series of wonderful, some of them really long, some of them not, Jungkook lives from 2023. And I mean, we're talking like karaoke, we're talking the man was cooking with us, he was cleaning, I mean, and all hours, odd fucking 2 a.m. the man is like, let me vacuum. I think that's a great idea right now. It's 2 a.m. I'm gonna vacuum my apartment. Yep. Cleaning, watching TV. He was literally becoming like a YouTube reactor. He was reacting to things and we were watching him react to things, listening to music, just talking to us, and then eventually taking us to bed and sleeping. Because, when you've done everything else, full circle, why not? Folding laundry, the eating chicken and watching Netflix with his little gloves on.
Classic.
Literally, like, you're just hanging out in someone's living room. That's what it was. And he said, and we all loved it, like, literally, right? Tell me, everybody who caught some of Jungkook's lives, did you not enjoy the fuck out
amazing
of it?
Oh, yeah, really
amazing.
I got to know him so much better through those lives. And just like he wormed his way right into my cold, dead heart. Like, literally, and Doc calls him her favorite drinking buddy.
He is the reason I drink whiskey highballs, because I too was experiencing like bloating with beer and stuff, and I was like, there's got to be a better alcohol.
Yeah.
And then he was like talking about it, and I was like, man, I haven't had whiskey since fucking like med school, maybe. It's been a long fucking time, and so I was like, maybe I'll try it, and loved it. And so he's the reason you guys see me drink a stupid amount of whiskey highballs.
He conveniently went live in the like past o'clock his time, but it happened to be like breakfast time for me.
Yeah, so it was really easy to watch in the morning. Same.
Yeah,
when you're
like
midday. Convenient. My child would watch, Sesame Street or whatever, and I was like, yeah, and I'll watch my shows, my stories.
My JK stories.
Yeah. I'll watch my JK. He would go live while I was at work, or just, I loved it when he went live on the weekend, because then I could actually drink with him. It was nice.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, what I loved about it too is there's so many comments that come in while they're live, right? So many comments. And sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, because sometimes they're trying to read them and then they're trying to, pick ones to respond to, whatever. Like, and to me, that always makes me a little bit nervous, because I'm like, oh, I hope nobody said anything weird and they're not seeing something weird. And But with him, he was like, I'm not going to, okay, I read the comments for a little while. Great. For hours. And it wasn't, nobody was worried about the comments. Nobody was worried about it. Like, it just felt so relaxing.
Yeah.
Just to sort of like hang out with him. And I eventually would just turn the comments off.
Yeah.
Because that's not why you're there. You're there because he's just like sharing this part of his life with you right now. And so you're like, so I don't know. It was just very, very relaxing in a way that it was really nice. Yeah. So.
And he said on many of his lives that he talked a lot about how he feels about ARMY. And he said that he wants to think of ARMY as like his best friends. Almost kind of like I distinctly remember one of his lives later in the year. It wasn't too long before he enlisted. He was talking about how he wanted when he runs into ARMY, and he's like, I just want to have that, like a run into ARMY in the street, and like, hey, how are you? Oh, Jungkook, how are you? Oh, ARMY, how are you? How's your family? Like asking after each other's families and being like, oh, did you eat? Like, well, take care of yourself, be healthy, and we like shaking hands and being like, oh, we gotta go, but then we talk for like 2 more minutes, and no, you go, like he's going through this whole scenario. And you're
bro,
you're going like, yes. And so, but that's a beautiful picture. Is it entirely realistic? No, but it's a beautiful picture, and it's kind of like a metaphor, I think, for what he really wants. And I was rewatching when I was working on the blog. I was rewatching his interview with Zane Lowe from Apple Music that he did right before Golden came out. And he said sort of the same thing to Zayn. He said that he wants to be close. He wants to be close with ARMY in a way that is appropriate. Like he wants to share his real self, but he knows that there is a boundary that he should not and will not cross. And he doesn't want people on the others to cross it on the other side either. So, it's the other side of it. When Christina was talking about the comments and worrying about it getting weird, because we do know that a lot of times they do get weird.
Mm-hmm.
And the opposite of how much fun we had on those lives and all the cool things that he talked about when we were hanging out, there were times when he was talking about not so great stuff, and he was being real. But he talked about like sasaengs a lot. He talked about, dealing with that behavior from people, like people camping outside of his house.
People sending him food. Yep.
Calling.
A lot of idols have talked about getting phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
They have to change their number a lot because people figure out their number, it gets leaked, and then they have to change it all the fucking time.
Being hounded and followed while out with friends, especially Jungkook, because he does hang out. A lot of his friends, not now, Alexa. A lot of his friends are other idols. And so, of course, it's, people are like, oh, it's like a 3-for-1 special, and they just go and bug them. And, we heard stories about it. And so this is the kind of stuff. And even though he deals with this stuff, and he deals with it a lot. They all do, but poor Jungkookie seems to deal with it a whole lot. So do we think, I kind of want to, because we wanted to talk about him, with the release of Golden, there was an emphasis on, he said he wanted to show ARMY a more mature side of himself. And we definitely talked about it in the blog this week because, of course, we had 7 come out and 3D. And these songs have very mature lyrics and themes in them. And it's not something that we'd necessarily really heard Jungkook singing about before. And ARMY kind of lost their minds, let's be honest. So my question that I want to, before we get into the larger topic, is do we think that Golden and the nature of Jungkook's live streams in 2023, do we think that they had anything to do with a sort of a change in behavior that we started seeing towards Jungkook and by extension the rest of BTS? And that's not me saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, do we think there's a correlation?
I think there is, when you are incapable of differentiating that parasocial relationship from real relationship.
Fantasy versus reality.
Yeah, and so what I mean by that is, I like Quint said earlier, I oftentimes say that Jungkook is my favorite drinking buddy. And the thing that the one thing I missed the absolute most, the thing that tore me apart the most, when all 7 were gone was the loss of the Jungkook lives, because it was a source of comfort for me. It was a source of, it felt like a drinking buddy. But I know he is not my drinking buddy. He doesn't know who I am.
Right.
I feel like his friend because of the nature of his life, but the reality is, if we met on the street, while I feel like I might know him, he does not know who the fuck I am from Adam. And so therein lies that fine little dance between a parasocial relationship and a real one, in that you have to remember when you see these people on the street, that interaction is a one-way street. And so that feeling of friendliness, that feeling of camaraderie, and people step past that line often because they feel like he is their friend, their buddy, their whatever, and they think it's not a big deal to cross that line. But he doesn't want you sending him food or being outside of his house to say hi to him or whatever, because that crosses that line between parasocial and reality. And I think that inability to, that blurring of that line, I think led to a lot of this more invasive sasaeng type of behavior towards him that we see, like, seemed to ramp up and become more overwhelming in the latter few years.
Christina, you're muted, I think.
I am muted. Thank you. No, I'm not.
Hello.
So get ready.
Hi, friend. Hi, friend.
My husband loves to vacuum when I'm on a live, so I usually have to mute. So I think that's a really good point. But I also think that, you know, when you are, you know, it goes back to this for me. I tend to think about what's the motivation behind what you are doing.
Yeah.
When you are sending food to his house, what is the motivation? Because if the motivation is, I want him to know how much I love him, well, then he has told you how you can show him your love. He's been very clear. They all have been very clear. Okay. They tell us what they like from us and what they want us to do and what they do not like and what they don't want us to do. So if your motivation is to show him how much you love him, then I think what you need to do is respect his wishes when he says, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. Now, that's really hard sometimes for people to look at themselves and go, what is my motivation? Because I would be willing to bet that a lot of those people that step over that boundary, if they really sat and thought about what their motivation is, it's they want to get close to the greatness. Yeah. It's me. It's about me. I want him to know me. You know, and so you have to be really, really self-aware to be able to make that distinction. Yeah. And, you know, I talk about this with my mom a lot. My mom is an Army as well. And we talk about this where we say it's when you have millions and millions of fans, which they do, millions of fans, there will always be a tiny sliver. And Taehyung said this, right, too. 90% of people will get it. Yeah. Right. And it's that 10%. And I think for a lot of this behavior, it's people who just in that small minority who are just not able to censor themselves and really take a look at what their motivation is behind what they're doing. Right. Yeah. And I get it. Like, I completely get being so enamored with these men because they are good people and they are good humans and they give so much of themselves. Like, I totally can sympathize with that. Right. But I'm old enough to know the difference between what my motivation is in what I do, in the way that I interact. Well, and versus not.
Here's the sad thing, though, is that, like, it's not even just about age. As we've seen, let's think about that lady that is in trouble with the courts and is just recently because she inappropriately kissed Jin during his hugging event. That woman was in her 50s.
Yeah.
So you know, it's not even age. It's more about the
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right, because there was a point where they were close enough to me in the cart that if I would have lunged and reached my hand out, I could have grabbed one of them, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're not insane.
But I just knew.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why
right.
would you do
Risk
that?
hurting them.
Just think what people would think of you if you did something like that.
Well,
right?
First of all,
Well,
they
and also,
take me back
like-
behind Allegiant Stadium and make sure I never made that mistake again.
Yeah, you were
I
seeing
don't
it
know how-
so fast.
Right. Well, and like along those lines, I don't know how many of you have actually watched the footage from Jin's recent high touch event.
Mm.
But not only did Jin say it, he had a host of the event guy who said repetitively that this was not a grab his hands. This was a very gentle high five event. The amount of times that they had to reiterate and repeat that this was a gentle high five type of interaction was utterly astounding. But you know that they had to, because at other fan events with maybe them or other artists, it has happened where people were too aggressive during those high touch events. And it's astounding that they had to say it so many times and in more than one language.
And they had one security guy in one side of the table, one security guy on the other side of the table. And those people are not there to watch how you high five Jin. No, those people are there if you get too close to drag you by the hair and take you out of there.
Yeah.
So just, you know, like when you're in this kind of situation, you have to think, I mean, like these people have security for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you think that you're gonna do something that is gonna get you into trouble with the big guys, don't do it. Don't.
And so here is it. So Jungkook's releasing Golden, and we're listening to 7, and some people are listening to that explicit version, and they're concocting things in their head that are not anywhere close to reality, unfortunately. It's first of all, it's not possible. There's way too many of us, and there's only one of him, guys. It's just not possible.
Even at 7 days.
Even if you wanted to, it's just not possible.
Can't be done.
And I assure you, he does not. But you know,
math doesn't math, guys.
The math does not math. The math does not check out on that. But you know, so we've got that, and it made people, I think, to what we were saying, a little more bold. But you know, it was just him wanting to express a different side of himself, like wanting to be mature, wanting to show people like, hey, I'm not 15 anymore. So just in case you forgot. And just wanting to be real, with us. And so, and this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time that we've heard this from BTS as a whole about wanting to be real with us. You know, we have talked several times about the ye old Festa 2022 dinner, but that
can't be named.
That particular Festa dinner has so many. There's so much there. There's so much there, and I really do think that was that was maybe the first time that they had been that like real and raw and candid with ARMY about so many things in quick succession. And so that's why we talk about it a lot, because it bears fruit to this day. Things that they said in that live are bearing fruit like now.
They're always long game. Always.
Yeah, always. And one of the big things that they said, that several of them said in that live, was, we want to be more honest with you. There are things that we want to tell you, that we want to talk about with you, that we just can't right now. But we want to be able to talk about these things in the future with you. So please understand, please believe us, please respect what we're saying. And, So that's a goal. That's a goal of theirs. That whole, like, they want to be more real with ARMY. And like, I think even since Jin and J-Hope have gotten out, they've said similar things. Like, this is a different time. This is a different side of me. I want to show you guys more of me, you know? And so they want to do that. They want to share things that they haven't been able to previously. And so I wanted us to talk a little bit about like fan behavior and how it has been, and then how it has seemingly evolved, and kind of where we are now, and what that can mean, like what that looks like. So, you know, we were talking a little bit earlier about like past fan. I think there's, especially like in Korea, there's usually more of a just leave them alone when they're out kind of a thing. And in the past, that's been sort of an unspoken ARMY rule. It still is for a lot of ARMY. You know, when you see them out and they're doing their own thing, you leave them alone. Christina reminded me about something that Taehyung did, if you want to talk about, like, back in the day, what he posted about Hawaii.
Well, yeah, Taehyung went online to tell us, thank you so much for pretending not to know who I was.
Yeah.
When I was in Hawaii and when I was traveling, because it made it so nice for me to just be able to go through and just travel and not have to worry about anything. And, you know, it's really, you know, they tell us when they're happy with what we've done, you know?
We've seen other examples, like when Namjoon was traveling with his family and they, you know, ran in Spain and ran into ARMY, and like, they were like, can we have a picture? And he was like, no, but I'll take a picture of you. And then they waited, you know, like when they do things like that, when they wait to post things until they're already gone.
When he went to Spain, it was really funny for me because when I saw he posted in Instagram and I saw the pictures, I was like, man, he's in Spain. Like, I could totally recognize every single location that he put in there. But the fun thing was going to Twitter and like seeing all the Spanish fans that ran into him that literally waited until he posted did that Instagram drop to say, oh, now that he's not here, I can totally tell everybody that I ran into him.
Yes,
exactly. It was actually this girl that said that she was having lunch next to him and his family in a restaurant, and she was like completely losing it, and she didn't even stand up to say hello. Because she was like, he was there with his family, he was like enjoying his lunch, and I just didn't want to do intrude.
Exactly.
Well, it's also like that that ARMY who met JK and Jimin during their Are You Sure filming, and she waited until they were no longer in the New York area, and then she posted her story about meeting them in the fucking Walmart or wherever, and everybody was like, you know, you lying, girl. And then Are You Sure came. You weren't lying. We heard your voice. We actually heard that interaction you mentioned, but she waited to talk about it. She waited to scream about it until after they had left, and she didn't have any crazy ass weird paparazzi style photographs of it. She just had her story of what happened, which lined up exactly to what fuck happened when the show aired eventually. But like, she waited to tell her story, and she told her story, and then everybody was like, you fucking lying. There ain't no way.
That's fantastic.
So that's the kind of behavior that we want to see. That's what we
and listen too. And I know, because we have to go right on time today. So, but I wanted to say, when we were talking about this, we didn't approach this topic as a lecture.
No,
like we're lecturing people. Instead, I see it as a positive way of saying we are entering into territory with global superstars and a fandom. We're entering into this together and writing our own unique story. There has never been a band like BTS, and there has never been a fandom like ARMY.
Yeah.
And so as we're moving forward together, 10 years, 20 years, however long, according to Yoongi, they're going to be doing this until they die. All right. As we keep moving forward, we get to write our own story and make up our own rules about how we care for each other, and we want to make it the best and the most positive experience for both sides. And so I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to talk about this.
So so like, you know, those are the good, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. You know, we're seeing a lot of the opposite of that right now, like paparazzi photos, not respecting what they want for their military service, which they ask not to be photographed. And then people sharing travel info. I mean, this happens to all idols, not just BTS, but we're talking about BTS right now, sharing travel info. We're seeing this happen in a horrible way with Jimin and Jung Kook, who are, we know, even though we're trying not to pay attention to what they do while they're in their military service, we know that they're in Japan because it's everywhere. People took pictures of them traveling there. And so, you know, this is the kind of stuff that's happening. It seems to be happening a lot right now. It's not all, but it seems to be happening a lot. And so what are the consequences? What are the consequences of this? Like if this keeps continuing and keeps getting worse, what are the consequences of this sort of behavior? Like, they want to share more with us, but if this is what's happening, are they going to share more with us?
Probably not.
They're probably going to share less, right?
And they're going to get tough because we know that the company has acted on people that have done crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how many times they have been asked about the crazy fans and how Kim Namjoon completely refuses to call their fans crazy.
So we don't like to use the word crazy.
Yeah.
Honor that.
So So they'll do less fan events. They're going to share less with us. They're gonna pull in tighter. It could be a diminished reputation for ARMY. Like, I mean, we have a pretty good reputation around the world overall, but if this stuff keeps happening, that could go away, and it could reflect negatively on BTS as well. So these are things to keep in mind as possible consequences for this kind of, and I don't mean to say it in like a sort of a rapid fire, like due to the behavior of your dog kind of a way, but we're trying to move quickly. So that's how it's coming out. But last, how can we, I think most importantly, how can we as ARMY who are having these kinds of discourses recognize this and combat it? How can we be a positive force in the fandom when we see that other side, that negative, like people sharing pictures they shouldn't be sharing or content they shouldn't be sharing? How can we react? Obviously not to share it, right?
Right. We learned back during the time that shan't be named in August of 2024 that we as an ARMY can actually control these algorithms on these social media platforms. And the way that we can control these algorithms on these social media platforms is to not engage. If the less time we put our eyes on a content, the less the algorithm will push that content to the general masses. And so don't like them, don't comment on them, report them. Don't share them with your friends and be like, you know, kiki, all this stuff. Because at the end of the day, they have driven a very delineated line between what is official time at an airport per se versus not official time at an airport per se. And the official time at the airport will have news media outlets there. Actual news media outlets will be present. They will be in a lineup. They will be prepared for them to arrive at the airport. They know when they're arriving. They know where they're basically going at the airport. Why? Because the company has fucking told them. And so that is the moment when the airport things are okay. And we know that they're okay. But when it's just somebody random who's like shoving cameras in their faces because they saw them on vacation, those are not okay situations. Those are not okay images to be sharing. So just ignore them. Report that account. Don't like it. Don't engage. Move along, because that is how we as ARMY can, in fact, control these algorithms.
And then listen, super easy. Be the ARMY you want to see in the world. Super easy.
Yes.
Go ahead, Katie.
I was gonna say, if you see them wearing their schlumpy clothes and they've got a big mask and a big hat on and they're not looking at the camera and they're just at the checkout or the check-in desk, that's a hint that they didn't want to be in that picture. If you see them in their super designer outfit stopping and posing and waving, that probably means it was an official thing.
Yeah.
So that's how you tell the difference. Because we've had people say, like, well, how do I know? Some airport pictures are okay and some people aren't, some aren't. That's
That's a good way to be. So we
other
can
general
sorry.
Yeah. Other general rule of thumb is if they are going for planned content, like Jin is leaving Korea to go to the US to be on Jimmy Fallon, and everybody knows he's doing that. That is planned content. If J-Hope is leaving for his next concert, that is planned content. That is okay. If they are on leave from the listed and they are not, they're just going somewhere that is not planned content, that is not okay.
So now, and I think the last really good point. So obviously drown that out with positive stuff that they do want us to see instead. And then the last thing is to remember that, like, not all ARMY, some ARMY may be new and they might not know the rules. We know the rules. We're talking about the rules, but not everybody. Some people are just coming into this fandom and they may not understand. So kindly embrace new ARMY who might not know better and help to educate them on the ways of fandom etiquette. And that is the most important thing, is to be kind about it, unless, of course, they have repeated offenses. And then we move on to the block and the report of it all. But anyway, so last but not least, let's have a little fun wrap up with this. We kind of, we've seen a lot of useless speculation about the end of their military service, their discharge, like what are they doing right now? Like we've heard a lot of terms being thrown around, like are they going to be seen on their discharge day? People are losing their minds for no reason. Like, we're so close, guys. We're so close. Let's just let it happen. Let's just let it happen. Let's just
keep it locked up in the feelings box. Let's go. We can do this, people.
Scoot on into that.
We got this, guys.
We got it. So let's have a few minutes of fun where we talk about maybe some silly, completely not true things that could happen when they are discharged or how they return to the Hive building. And being BTS.
Yes. So this is what we'd want to see, or what would really entertain us to see. These are not our actual predictions. This started with me saying, I just want them to surprise us. And I think what's going to happen is Namjoon's post-discharge interview. It's going to be on a bicycle, and he's going to scream at the reporters, "You can interview me if you can keep up with this bike."
You can keep up with me.
He's gonna get out of the stage, jump on a bike, and start pedaling.
And then Quince was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see them." It's like slowly going in a car next to him, like sticking out a microphone.
Because he's like, I'm gone. I said Taehyung was either going to parachute in, or he's going to rappel down the side of the Hive building.
Or
both of which are acceptable options.
Or they will be expecting Taehyung. He will escape all of them, and when you re-watch the footage back, you'll see him in the corner, just like ninja skills out. He's out. He's already in the car and gone, and they're like, "We didn't even see him." He just moves like silence.
Jimin and JK will reenact Black Swan.
Like, I feel like with Taehyung, the reporters are going to be like, but they said in order to officially discharge, he has to walk through that door. And so we have to see him walk through that door, and they ain't going to see it. And he's going to come out.
They're not going to see it.
But they're not going to see it because he's going to come out behind another crowd. And all you'll see is, like, on the replay, the line of him off the corner and just peasing the fuck out.
Yep.
And but he has to come through that door.
I legitimately do agree. I think Yoongi's gonna walk in like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah. He's gonna be like,
he's just gonna walk in like
randomly head nod.
Side door.
As we were saying yesterday. As we were saying yesterday.
Per our conversation before.
Per our conversation. He's gonna walk in with a clipboard that has. He's going to walk in with an iPad that has all of the songs he's been writing over the time, and he's going to have a coffee in the other hand. He's just going to walk in, and when people are like, "Oi," he'll be like, "What? I don't know what happened."
Exactly. Like, I don't know what the big deal is.
the first live we ever get with Yoongi, he's just gonna sit there and he's gonna stare at us, and then he's gonna be like, "I don't know why you guys are so excited.
I don't know why you guys are making a big
Why are
deal.
you guys freaking out? I don't understand why you guys are freaking out in the chat. Did something happen?"
Exactly. He's like, what? Are you still upset about this picture? You still want to know what these pictures were? Those pictures? Not a big deal.
Not a big
No
deal.
No big deal.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about here. Yeah.
Don't even.
Those are the kinds of things. Those are the kinds of things you should amuse yourself with in these last 2 weeks. If you find yourself feeling anxious, come on into the Discord and talk to us and have these little silly conversations. But going back and forth about like, oh my God, are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? Are we going to get to see them do this? Are we going to blah, blah, blah? Like, don't drive yourself nuts. It's not worth it. Like, we're so close.
I would like to point out to the gallery that Jin and J-Hope, two Soak over here, exceeded any expectation for potential content that could have ever existed. Not a single fuck all of us thought we were going to get 2 tours, 2 albums out of Jin, 3 fucking singles out of Jin. None of us thought any of that was going to happen. And
exactly.
So,
and by the way, if you already knew that and you had a spoiler, that's because somebody was talking off of an NDA.
Yeah.
Let's be for real. So that kind of stuff that got spoiled because people who weren't supposed to talk opened their mouth. Yeah. And it spread around social media.
Yeah. And if they get caught, the fuck around and find out that we get from Hybe quarterly.
Yeah.
They're gonna find out.
I am loving the anticipation. That's it. That's the whole thing. Anticipation is half of it. Right there, like letting that build, and they love surprising us. So just let them surprise us.
And if you can spice that anticipation with a little bit of delulu, you have it.
Yes, exactly. Anticipation plus delulu equals a real good time.
Yeah. It is the solution. Delulu and anticipation is the solulu to your pre-discharge antsiness.
Jitters, yes.
There you go. Jitters.
So
your little angsties.
That's what we have to say about that. And thank you guys for coming along on this ride with us. I saw some wonderful delulu in the comments as well. But let's wrap it up with our reminders.
Cool. Yeah, let me get going. So streaming charting voting. This is what we do to support Bangtan because we want them, these guys right here, to have as many trophies as we can get them. So come hang out in the Discord and the streaming charting voting. You can get voting help. We can celebrate wins. And we just gather everything from around the internet to help push the guys forward as much as possible. So come hang out there and find out what it's all about. And also, if you're an expert in streaming or you have playlists to share or anything like that, come share your wisdom with the rest of us so we can all level up. All right? Cool.
To another level.
We have a Discord server, like we say, and then where that streaming charting voting thread is in it. If you are not in our Discord, come hang out with us in our Discord. There's so many threads about everything. You can chat with us. You can do watch parties with us. The watch parties are awesome. We have one probably every night of the week. The most important one is the one that we do around the blog on Thursdays that is hosted by Quince here. And I do a couple more. We watch Run Jin. We watch Gina's Kitchen. We have them at every hour of the day. We have some that are on a European time zone. So if you want to watch with us, you can also do that. And come hang out with us. We have a lot of fun in the Discord. Please come. And you can probably maximize the storage of your phone with all the pictures you're going to download. So come join.
Yes. The blog, we mentioned it earlier. This is week 71, and You Give Me Life, week 3 of JK. We're wrapping that up. About to go into week 72, which is going to be the last week of JK, and also the last week of member content for the original blog idea, you guys.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
Fucking
wild. Weird.
It's wild.
So weird.
It's wild. So I'm feeling real verklempt about it. So I'm in my feels. So blog should be out sometime tomorrow. Don't ask me when. I will not tell you. I don't know. leave me alone. Okay.
Listen, it's week 72. We don't care anymore. It's gonna come when it comes, guys.
Don't rush the creatives.
Relax and you'll get a better
too
blog.
much. It's more that I care too much. That's
if
the
you
problem.
relax, you get a much better blog.
Yeah,
that's right.
So week 72, I will tell you that the blog is going to be called "Gonna Trust My Heart" right now. That's what it's called. So we will be wrapping up Golden and Jungkook in the military, and we'll be wrapping up our original member content this coming week. Don't miss out on it. And then we'll see where we go from there. We have a few surprises in store for you for the next couple of weeks. So when we get our shit together, you guys will hear about it. But thanks.
When's that going to happen? When's that scheduled?
Yeah.
I'll send you guys something that I put
Oh,
together.
shit.
Yep.
I should probably focus on that flow.
Yeah. Go ahead, Doc.
All right. So as we mentioned at the beginning, we go live twice a week. Tonight was our Sunday deep dive here on YouTube. Our next live will be Wednesday over on TikTok for our midweek tea, where we give you all the member news that happened during the week, and we bring you random ass shenanigans happening out here on Kim Namjoon's internet. So you'll want to join us for that. The next one is May 28th, which is Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on TikTok. Our handle over there is Army Project 529. So you're going to want to come and have fun with us for that.
Yep. Awesome.
So
where's the baby? Do we get to say bye to the baby? Or we don't want to put the baby on the screen? That's fine. We don't have to put the baby on the screen.
Oh.
There's the baby! Hi, baby. I can't believe it.
Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We know that you have your choice of Army projects on the internet, and it just makes us so happy that you've chosen ours.
For just the cost of a cup of coffee a day. Tell me you've listened to too many NPR pledge drives.
That's brilliant.
We hope
absolutely brilliant.
If you were having a bad day or a bad week, we hope that spending some time with us tonight maybe brought you a little bit of joy, as it always brings us joy to spend time with you guys. So thank you. And we will see you next time. So in the meantime, we love you.
Take care. Have a great week.
Hey, love you.
Hey, have a great week. Bye, guys.
Okay, don't drop the baby.